Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to the vlog. I normally don't love to start my vlog intros looking like this, but I was actually just editing the vlog that would have went up before this one, and it was a full, oh shoot, my brush is downstairs. I was just editing the vlog that went up right before this. That was a full week in the life, like from Monday to Saturday, and it was like getting close to an hour long, and I had a lot of footage from Saturday that I didn't want the vlog to be like too long, but I also want to make sure I included that footage because I did a lot of stuff. So I figured I'll just vlog today too, even though I wasn't necessarily planning on it, but I have a few things going on today. So the last vlog was more of like Monday through Friday. Today, this vlog is gonna be a little bit more of a weekend-ish situation, but I wanted to have some type of intro for it. So before I get you guys all caught up to speed, we're gonna rewind a little bit, and you guys are gonna watch Saturday's stuff, which was yesterday. So let's go there first. Good morning, happy Saturday. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm feeling a wee bit zombie-like this morning. I know I didn't really vlog nearly as much as I was planning to yesterday. And the main reason of that was just like I was barely having any time to make it anywhere anyway. So like if I'm like over here running like super crazy late, the last thing I want to be thinking of is, oh, let me vlog, because I'm like struggling to even make it on time. But I can give a little recap. And then too, I got some huge salon news yesterday, so everything in between just running around everywhere was handling that, which it's amazing news because it has to do with an opening date. I texted my contractor Thursday and I was like, hey, can you possibly give me like a ETA on when you guys think you'll be able to be done? I'm just trying to gauge an opening date because obviously the stylists that are coming with me, or the stylists that are curious, they keep asking, which I would be the same way. And I just kind of keep having to give them like estimates. With the amount that they've been getting done, I did know, I was like, it will for sure be sometime this spring, but spring is like 3 months. So when in spring is pretty ideal to know. Right now they're in the middle of doing the electric lines, and plumbing is basically all done. They are waiting on me to get that wall painted. And then after that, they will be able to install the shampoo bowls. And then that helped me be able to gauge then when I ideally think I can open. I still gave the stylist a little bit more of a range because I don't want to be married on a specific date quite yet, but it at least was enough of a date so that they could get their arrangements around. You know, get clients prepared, get, you know, if they need to put in any notices, they can put their notices in. So on and so forth. So that took up a large capacity of my day yesterday. Huge news. And then I went to work, and well, first thing I had to go and get paint because yeah, I went to work, and then right after I was done working, I went straight to the salon and started to get the trim work done of the shampoo wall. And then I am getting ready now to, I have that wedding styled shoot today, so that's what I'm getting ready for. But before I go to the styled shoot, I'm gonna go back to the salon, and I will be getting the doors painted later on next week. So I'm gonna get the trim done for that. And then John, my husband, is coming today to get the shampoo wall all rolled out. And it looks so good. I'm so happy with the paint color that I chose. It matches the shampoo chairs really well. But I only had like 2 hours I could be at the salon yesterday because then with the networking, because then I'm a part of this networking group in Toledo, and we had a dinner social last night that I wanted to go to. So I went to that, and then actually at the social, the president of the group pulled me aside and asked me to be a member on the board for something really cool, which I can talk about later too. So I'm really glad I went. So yeah, Yesterday was literally crazy. I hate how this brow looks. It looks way too heavy, but whatever. I don't feel like moving it. And I would have vlogged while I was painting, and I vlogged a little bit, but I was on the phone with my mom the whole time. We were just catching up and stuff. We'll be there later, and I'll be able to give you guys some updates on how things are looking. Things are starting to look so good in there. It's getting so crazy that it's like surreal. I can't believe it. And this has been such a long time coming, but it's just so nice to see things like really start to come into fruition. So yeah, it's such a wild ride, but I definitely want to do like a sit down video at some point and just like talk about my experience of opening up a salon and just like being a young business owner in general, because it is so humbling. And I just, now that I am, you know, in it myself, I've just learned so much, and I would love to just like share that experience, and B, if, you know, my experiences can serve, like I said, as like a resource for someone else, I would love that. So I just hit like pure exhaustion last night. Towards the end of that dinner social, like I was just like unalive. I know I've been saying a few times in this vlog that I've just been like running around all week, and that's just been what it's been. And it definitely, like, it was starting to hit me a little bit Thursday, and then I feel like last night, like, yesterday was one of those days I was running around up until like my first time really sitting down was when we were at the social. And so I think just towards the end, when I just like my body was finally like, oh my gosh, I can like really rest, I just was like, I can't keep my eyes open anymore. John and I were gonna go and like get a drink somewhere, since because the dinner social was downtown, and we were gonna go get a drink, and I was like, I can't even do that, like I have to go straight home. So I basically came home, took my makeup off, got the dogs taken care of, and went to bed. And I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I am a zombie. But I'm really excited for this styled shoot this morning. I don't really do a ton of bridal hair anymore. I just got a little too busy with like behind the chair stuff. I used to do a lot of it when I was like a younger stylist. And I don't want to say younger stylist, like my first, like, how many years have I been doing hair now? I don't know, a lot of years. And that was like the first thing, even like before I got my license, I was doing wedding hair. So I did it for a long time. So I think that was also kind of why I was like kind of ready to let it go, was I just had done special event hair for a while. I will do it occasionally for like close regular clients if like they're not doing anything super wild, like if I don't have to like do a ton of traveling or that kind of stuff. Because what's hard, and this is kind of why I did away from it for a while there, and I'm not opposed to like getting back into it maybe. But like I said, yeah, there's a lot of traveling that goes into it, and there's a lot of planning and coordinating that kind of takes up your time from working behind the chair. And that's just at the time kind of what I wanted to put my focus into. Like a lot of people will do color clients like a day or two out of the week, and then they'll do like they'll dedicate their whole weekends to bridal, whereas I kind of wanted to dedicate more of like my entire week to clients, especially when I started to get big into extensions. I think that's kind of when I started to kind of step away from the bridal scene a little bit more. And then the year that I planned my wedding, I was basically doing all my wedding planning things on the weekends. And I was like, I don't think I did any weddings in 2023. I know I didn't in 2024 either. So yeah, so I don't do them a ton anymore. I've kind of gotten away from them. But I still think, I think doing like the style shoot is super fun. I love the idea of it. And too, even though I don't necessarily do like wedding hair, I think it's just also going to be really good for me to get my name around, and I'll get the salon's name around and all that stuff. And it's fun too because it's my wedding photographer who's doing this, who has basically turned into my friend. I knew her, I've known her for a while now because she actually took branding photos for our salon. This was like what, going on like 4 years ago? Yeah, I guess that's crazy. So when I got engaged, I already knew that I wanted her to take our wedding photos. And actually, fun fact, this is just how much I knew I wanted her to take our wedding photos. So that was like the big thing that I wanted to invest in for our wedding was the photos. And I made that really clear to John, my husband, from like the start. There are things that we wanted to invest in and things that we were like, oh, we could kind of go a little bit like more savvy on. And yeah, for me, the photos was not that. But anyway, I knew I wanted her to take our wedding photos so much that we were not particular on a wedding date. At first we wanted to do New Year's Eve because we met on Tinder, and our Tinder swipe anniversary is on New Year's Day. So we always thought in our head it'd be cool to do a New Year's Eve wedding. One, we didn't realize just how much more expensive holiday weddings would be. Like our venue that we chose, it would have been a third extra just to have it on New Year's Eve. And so we knew then, we're like, okay, if that's our venue's holiday rate, like we can, like we're gonna be paying holiday rates for all of our vendors, and that could be a real quick, easy way to save some money, is to not do it on a holiday. So once we kind of scratched that, we were like, okay, so then we knew, we're like, okay, well, if we're not gonna do it on New Year's Eve, we don't want it in the winter, we actually would want it in the fall. So what I did was I got the dates that fall of 2023 that our venue was available for, and then I reached out to our photographer who I'm doing the style shoot with this morning, and I was like, so I really want you to take our wedding photos. We're thinking fall of 2023. We don't know a date yet, so if you could just give us the dates that you have available for then, I'm gonna just pick my date from there. So the dates that our venue was available for and the dates that she was available for, that's how I chose our wedding date. It's been a long time since I've had to pack my wedding kit. Already in here, I already have a box of bobby pins and root powder. This is by Unite. It's their expanded dust. And then I already have heat protectant in here, again by Unite. It's their 7 seconds glossing. And there's rubber bands and a couple clips. But I'm gonna also pack, this is my Marcel iron. Now, a Marcel is like so unnecessary for every day, but I think just a mix, I think with how the iron's made, it like gets the crispest curl, which is so nice for a like special occasion hair, obviously. So I'm gonna pack that. And my flat iron, of course. A mini thing of dry shampoo too, just in case. This is by Amika. It's a perk up one. This is a teasing brush hack that I've learned for if you are ever like styling hair and it just has like little flyaways and stuff. Not for like frizz, but again, like I said, for flyaways, I like to use like a little bit of like a smoothing cream. This is by Unite. It's their Smooth and Shine. It's like a lighter version of Olaplex number 6. I'm also going to bring my thermal roller brush too, just in case if I want to get like a good swoop in someone's hair. Along with that, just a couple rollers. I don't want to do like a full roller set, but just in case I need a few. I actually already have my spare can of texture spray, hairspray, and spray wax at the salon because I use it for my mock station. So I'm just going to grab those from there and take those with me. But I think that should be it. All right, I'm here at the salon right now. I need to give you guys some updates. I know some things have been, we've had even more things I've kind of changed and got updated. So they're getting the electric line started over here now too, and I can tell they're starting to do, I don't know, a little bit of wiring. This is the paint color. And it looks so good. So John's gonna come later and get this whole center area all painted for me. And then I'm gonna be painting, I'm gonna be trimming this door. Oh, they laid I think they laid that strip down for me too. This door, I'm gonna eventually have to paint this part white, probably. But this door's gonna get painted the same dark color. I just kind of want it to like have some cohesiveness to it. Plus this dark moodiness will kind of tie into that. Now that's a pitch black, and like I said, this is like brown based black basically. So they're not perfectly the same, but it gives the same effect. And then, not that anybody cares, but I had to get like egress lighting that's installed there. Getting ready to install, I need a light up here. Looks like they're getting ready to do that. I don't know if it's gonna go here or there. I'm eventually gonna get a washer and dryer over here too. My architect originally told me that there would not be, I could not have a hookup for it. And then my contractor was like, yes, you can. So I probably won't be able to open with it in time because yeah, it's just not gonna be done in time, but we will do that later. So I'll just do like I'm just gonna outsource the laundry at first and do like a laundry service. So that's totally fine. And then, yeah. I mean, there's other little things, like we're getting some light switches installed and stuff like that that's getting taken care of, but I feel like those are not as much of the big things. But yeah, so I'm gonna be working on the trim to that door. And then I need to make sure we have rollers here for my husband. All right, I'm done with painting for now. I actually got as much done that I could. I ended up doing one extra layer of on the shampoo bowls where we're going to be setting our back bar products on, just because that's gonna be such a high moisture area that I was like, let me do one last top coat just to give it a little extra, I don't know, durability. Thanks to my mom for kind of suggesting that. I am gonna have to probably come back tonight unless I do it tomorrow. I think I'll still have to do the color around the walls because they had to prime and drywall, so there's like that I'll have to touch up, but that's not of like the brown wall color, it's like of the cream color. It just yeah, whatever. So there is one spot that still needs a touch up by Monday. Will I do that today or will I wait until tomorrow is TBD. Alright, I am done at the style shoot. It's a little bit after 3. It went really good. It was so fun. I don't do a ton of wedding hair anymore. I just, like I was saying earlier, I had to step away from it just to focus on behind the chair. But that was really fun. I definitely miss that. I don't know if I will, like, I definitely feel like doing these fun creative shoots are really fun, so I might like try to like get my name out there a little bit more for things like that. In terms of like doing brides, I'm not opposed to it, but I gotta focus on one thing at a time right now. So it's a little bit after 3. The shoot is going until 5, and so I wasn't sure if they would want me to stay for touch-ups, but I didn't realize that like this is like a hosted style shoot, so like photographers are coming in to like photograph this couple. I thought that it was like just my photographer that was doing it. So basically I just didn't want to be like in the way, because I know that's what the makeup artist was saying too. She was like, I did this last year here, and there was a lot of people here, so I just didn't want to be in anybody's way. So ended up giving me, and yeah, I checked with my photographer that's hosting it, and yeah, she was like, no, you're good. So anyway, that did give me a little bit of time back because I wasn't sure if I would be staying there until 5. I kind of like mentally told myself to plan on being there the whole time. So yeah, it gives me some time. I am going to head back to the salon and finish doing the touch-up paint. I just have one more spot, and I'll show you guys when I get there, a spot by the shampoo area that needs touched up, that I would just want to get touched up again, so it's like fully done, so that my contractor can get the bowls installed. All the other touch-ups and stuff like that can wait until like next week. So yeah, and then if I get this done, then I will not have to leave the house at all tomorrow, which is great because tomorrow is gonna be like packed with house chores basically. All right, here it is, you guys. It looks so freaking good. I just love it so much. It does have a little bit more brown to it in person, but it is still extremely deep. And then I ended up doing a high gloss finish as well, or I'm sorry, it's a semi-gloss. Fellow salon owner, when I did a poll on this my stories, and I was like, oh, what, like, should I, because I did at first, I think I was saying that earlier, I debated on keeping that the same color as the walls. I was like, oh, I kind of want to do something moody. Like, what are your guys' thoughts? And so a lot of people were like, oh, you should definitely paint it something else fun. And then a salon owner that owns another salon in the area commented too and was like, hey, if I were you too, I would do something dark and do it glossy, because apparently she did something like light and she was like, color stains were covering it. And so she's like, I eventually had to repaint ours and do it just black, and I did a gloss because it was just the most practical. So I was like, that's very nice to know. And then my mom was one that had the idea, like, oh, you should do like a really deep brown, it'll tie in with all this stuff back here. And also too, it matches my shampoo chair. So I am so glad I went with that color. I was planning on eventually doing tile over it, but I was like, well, it'll be a little bit more affordable right now to do paint. And since I didn't really have, I never really had like a strong vision of it in mind right away. So I was like, sometimes I'm really good. Sometimes my thing is like, I just need to get the canvas going and then I'll figure out what I want to do with its specifics later. I'm honestly feeling like especially if like this monochromatic kind of vibe is good here, I just very well might end up keeping it. So we'll see. If I'm being really picky, I do see some spots in the trim area that could kind of get touched up, but I'm pretty sure the shampoo chairs are going to cover that. So okay, we're all done. She looks beautiful. So today is Sunday. I had quite literally the busiest week of my entire existence last week. Every single day was just one of those where I was running around like boom, boom, boom. I'm honestly surprised that I was able to vlog as much as I did, but most of those clips were in my car for that very reason. And it didn't help that then John was gone for those couple of days. So then that made me by myself with our dogs then too. And then my contractor kind of wanting me to get the shampoo wall painted, just all the things, but we made it work. I am still playing catch up today. I feel much better today. Yesterday I genuinely was running on fumes. I had so much fun at that styled shoot. I need to go to Home Depot, get some paint supplies, drop it off at the salon, and then and then I just want to get everything all laid out for the help that's coming, because I won't be there. I'll be doing hair when people are gonna be paying the door, so I just want to make sure that everything's nice and organized for everybody. A couple of different walls and like doors that are getting painted different colors, so I just want to make sure that everyone like knows what color to paint what. What else do I need to do? So I need to do that, and then I need to go to like Walmart or Target or something like that, and there's just like some odds and ends things I need to get. We did a grocery pickup, but there were some things that are just going to be easier for me to get like in store. So like we need like hand soap. They didn't have Kroger, where we do our grocery pickup from, didn't have flour, and so I'm doing a lot of baking today, so I needed flour. I need to get makeup remover actually too. Just like I said, little like odds and ends things. All right, I'm all home. I got groceries all put together or put away. And Sundays are my baking days, so I do a lot of stuff with my sourdough. Here's my starter. It was here when I fed it this morning, so it's rose quite a bit, so she's ready to bake. And then last night too, I got a wheat loaf prepped for John, my husband. These are this is just in like a sandwich loaf tin, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that started now. I started baking sourdough just because it was fun, but I ended up realizing that I love how it makes me feel. I'm not sure if you're supposed to score it, but I always do just in case, but I just do like just some quick little I don't do anything fancy on the sandwich bread. But yeah, I love how sourdough makes me feel. I have stomach issues, where basically my stomach has a hard time digesting a lot of things that are like not natural. So I had to cut out, like, I can't really have many things with artificial sugar. For a period of time I had to fully cut out even red meat. Like, that's how it was when it was like at its worst. I can have red meat again and I just can't overdo it. Can't really have much dairy, even like random other things too. So I can't have a lot of things with like a lot of nuts, and just things that kind of give our bellies a lot of roughage. So artificial things are one of those for me personally. And so I started baking sourdough just because I thought it was cool, but I didn't realize how much better it would actually make me feel. So I actually try to do, I'm to the point now where I actually try to do most things with sourdough. And John ended up really liking it too. So he loves wheat bread. So I make him his own little thing of wheat bread. And then I'm gonna be making some sub loaves. Half of them will be for me for the week, because if you know me in real life, you know how much I love Subway, and I pretty much have it multiple times a week. So I was like, okay, it's time for me to grow up and make my own subs. And then we're also gonna have some Philly cheesesteaks at some point this week as well. All right, I've got the bread done. It's not like the prettiest, but it works. The sub loaves are bulk fermenting right now. I need to let them sit for like an hour and a half still. Keeping the oven light on because it's bringing warmth up while the oven cools down, because this needs to stay somewhere warm. I feel like it's a little too warm in there quite yet, but the light will kind of help bring the warmth up. And then once the oven fully cools down, then I'm gonna put these in there with the light on. All right, this is the sub loaf. She sure has doubled. I'm gonna get her shaped really quick, and then we need to let it rise a little bit more, like once when they're all shaped up. I have so much laundry to fold, it's like not even funny, and I have more going right now.